then it has to show only the Germany country, whatever the Germany things we have done, that is what I need to filter. So how you're going to do that? Before this, first thing what I need to do, I need to read the value what user has given, isn't it? So how you're going to do that? Come on, how you're going to read the value? On change. First of all, I need to go with this on change, handle, country, change. Okay, now you go for this and I say some function, handle change like this. And for this guy, I'll go with something called as event object. Now, if I say var user selection is equal to event dot target dot value. Isn't it? Event dot target dot value is the one what we are going to have. Yeah. So once you have this user selection, what I need to do I need to filter this array of values? Satellite info is the one what we have. Okay. From that, I need to have, now when I say console, this is all JavaScript logic, nothing to do with your React. Console log this satellite information.
So function diagram.
Okay, save this guy and let us even console this guy. Use selection, user selection. What is the user selection you're getting? Now one second. Come back, reload the page. What happened?
Can't we go here, document.get element by ID to read the text field values?
Why? If we already have this two-way data binding, why do we go with document.getElement by ID?
Okay.
Okay, we can do that. Like here at line number 25, instead of user selection, you can say document.getElement by ID country. But if you're already having that event.target.value, why do we again need to refer that? But what is the problem? It is not showing this. I'm having this data.
Sir, can we use arrow function here?
We can. I can say var
Sir,
so
there
is equal to
satellite ID you
is
didn't
equal
give
to
that.
so and so. Okay, but here the question is why this guy is not coming?
I think line number 7.
That you didn't set it, sir.
Line number 17, you have not updated.
17.
Oh, line number
Response
17. Who modified this? Okay. Response. I don't want to console this. Save this guy. Reload the page. You have this data. Now, under country, if I say GER, you see, I could able to say G, I could able to say GE, I could able to say GER. I mean, I could able to read the data what user is giving. Now, my only simple thing is just filter this. Right now, you have 53 values. Now I say ID, country, and Germany. You see, country, Germany is the one what we are going to have. Now, can I take this value and I compare this? Okay, what I'm going to do is, okay, can I go for this filtering? You already know this filter concept, right? I say that where filtered list is equal to, I say satellite info dot filter is a callback method. Filter is a callback method which is going to get the item and now I need to find out the substring of this. So how do you go for that? If the item dot sub str substring of 0 comma this user selection dot length Item dot substring dot user length is equal to user selection. Then in that case, return true. Okay, I will console this filtered list. Let us see this. Item.substr is not a function. Item.country dot, right? Item.country.substr. Okay, I say G. Still, substr is SA small or lowercase?
It is complete substring str.
Substr is also there. I think substring is also there.
Item
Okay, now if you
starts
see here, when I say
starts with
G,
little,
sorry?
starts with
Yeah,
item
that
dot
also I
start.
can go, but I'm just going with the substring here. Now you see, could I able to filter only the ones which are starting with G here? Yes. Okay, in the same way, I say something called as J. You see here, I can see only the 3 countries which are starting with J. Okay, anyone? Canada, Turkey, Switzerland, A. Okay, we'll see something called as A here. I'll say A. There are 2 countries, which is Argentina, Algeria. Anyone more than that? UK, USA. Wow. Okay, I say something called as Singapore. Why is SIN is not coming? Okay, S is coming. Okay, the problem is it's all expecting uppercase. Okay, in that case, doesn't matter. Now, if you see here, when I'm giving something called as small s, it is not filtering anything. Why? The reason we are exactly matching with the uh, we are exactly matching with the case comparison. So to avoid this, what we can do is, so to compare this, what I can go for is user selection is equal to user selection dot to lower case.
Sir, we
In
can
the
use
same way,
lowercase also.
in that case, then I need to write the regular expression, right? I'm not putting the regular expression here. I'm directly comparing the strings. As I said, you right, this is a JavaScript logic. Whatever the value, whatever the thing you feel like optimized, you can go for that. User selection is not needed. Now this guy, item.country.substring, right? Where str is equal to so and so, str dot to lowercase. Okay, so now I save it, reload the page. Now I say, for example, S. S is small letter what I'm giving. Still I could able to get the Switzerland and Singapore. Okay, what if like I give uppercase? Still I'm getting the Singapore and Switzerland. Okay, that is good. We could able to filter the data, but what if? Okay, but the thing is, I have to see this table getting updated. In that case, what I need to do, whatever this filtered list you have, can I update this guy with this value? Satellite info is equal to I will take out this filtered list and I'll paste it. But do you think that, okay, set satellite info, right? So satellite info method. Anytime you want to update the state variable, you cannot directly update this. But the problem what we have over here is once you reload the page, this is what I have. I say something called a Singapore. This is how it is coming. Now when I'm removing this, I don't have the original data. You know why? The problem is we have modified this actual data itself. Actual data is satellite info. You filtered this data and you updated this. Then where is the main array of data? Isn't it? So that is the reason what we do is we don't update this satellite info. After we get this satellite info, okay, what we do is I will take another value which is master satellite info and I'll say set master satellite info. So this guy, whenever you are getting the API data, I will say set master satellite info and I'm storing this value into other variable now. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to set this value. So every time it is not satellite info, instead I will say master info you're going to filter. From the master you're going to filter whatever the data you are getting. Now you are updating the satellite info guy so that the master will be always having the master copy of it. Save this, come back, reload the page. Now I say something. Why it is not coming? Master satellite info dot filter so and so. Now I'm going to say satellite info. All good, right? Set satellite info. This is the data filtered list. Filtered list. Inspect console. Okay, now I say Singapore. Okay, now when I remove this, you see, this is coming. Then why earlier it was not refreshed, I believe. Okay, so this is how it is. Now I say something called as Germany. Okay, for example, if I don't have anything, this is how it is. Now, another thing what we need to do is, for example, I say something called as USA is there, for example, P. When I say P, there is no data which is being shown. Now, in that case, do I need to show a message for the user saying that no results found? Yes, right? So in that case, I need to put some condition over here. So this is the T body. Now I'm going to say another guy. I'll say T body. Under that, I'll say TR. Under that, I'll say TD. I say call span is equal to how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is equal to 6. I'll say no results found. Now when I come back, this is how no results found is there. But when I have to show, okay, this is fine. But if you see, every time the no results found is being shown. When I have to show this guy, only when the result length is empty. Now how you're going to put this? We already added some conditional so and so, right? How you're going to put the conditions? I say satellite info dot length is greater than 0. If that is the case, ampersand, now this guy will be executed. Sorry, if it is length equal to 0. We already seen this guy. How do we add conditions within your JSX? Now, once we reload the page, you see, I don't see this no results found message. Now, when I say something called as Germany, this is how it is. When I say P, it says that no results found. Okay, a very simple component. You know, guys, whenever I take React into use, I mean, obviously, I'll be having very less time, 45 to 1.5 hour, 45 minutes or 1 hour of time. The minimum question what I will be asking is this guy. Hit a API, get the data, and add all the filters. Now on mass also, when I click on this guy, sorting has to happen. So how you're going to do? Okay. So this is the very minimum thing. Now can we add mask on click of this mask? I would like to do some sorting. How do you do this? Simple. On click of this field. Where is that? Okay, before that, I have some questions. Can we go with shuffling data? In React, don't have any control like Kido grid that provide filter option. We can go with that, Avinash. Okay, in fact, like not by default React. One thing is React is not providing any predefined components. Very some are there, like no script, etc., strict mode, etc. But in general, it don't provide. We have to depend upon the third-party libraries. That is where we'll be going with Bootstrap React at the same time Material UI, like that will be going. Okay, what is substr? So Ganesh, come on, substring. It will be taking a substring from 0 to given value. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
Could you please show that logic, master satellite and that things? Could you please repeat? Yes. Actually,
me
here
know.
we are updating set satellite and we are entering the set satellite data itself.
I mean,
So
I
how?
am taking the satellite info itself, the one which has to render on the UI.
Okay, yes.
Now, when I'm filtering on this guy, I will be losing my master data, right? That is the reason I'm
Yes.
taking a copy on the master. So whenever I'm filtering master satellite, keeping into the filtered list. Now, master satellite. Now, for example, I have 10 values inside your master satellite. After applying filter, I got 2 values. Now, what is the length of master satellite? Always 10.
Okay.
I am not updating the master satellite.
So yes,
From the
just
master
filter it.
satellite, filter it and keep into filter. Now I'm updating satellite, but master is always 10. Are we
Yes.
clear?
Yes.
I'm keeping that master as a master copy of it without changing the data. As I said, right, the code inside this line number 25 to 33 is a pure JavaScript logic, nothing to do with your React.
Yes, but after filtering, it is updating set satellite, right?
Yes.
And we are entering same variable at last.
Yeah, that is what I'm updating satellite light info. Second time user is changing the data, I go to master satellite, I filter the data, I again update the satellite info. Is it still a question?
Information will
1 second.
begin
That
to-
guy. Is it still a
Yes.
question? Or
Yes.
clear?
Yes. No, but here set satellite info is updated, right? Whenever
Yes.
user filter it.
Yes.
And when
It's
user removes the filter.
when I'm removing the filter, again set satellite is the one. Based on the set satellite only, I'm going to filter the data.
Okay, got it. From their master satellite, it will return the records.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Clear. Yeah. Someone else is asking a question.
cleared, sir. I mean, satellite info only it will updated with updated information.
Yes, ma'am.
Master satellite info will be the same. I mean, original one.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now, if at all I want to do some sorting mechanism here, then what I can do, again, go to this mask guy. Where is that? Now I'm going to remove these consoles. Where is the TD? So here on click of this mask, on click, handle, mask click. So the reason why we generally don't go with the arrow functions in case of your React is, you might be knowing, right? When you go with the arrow function in general, so that anytime you create a class variable, it is going to hold the current instance of this. Anyway, the classes concept is not coming over here. That is the reason it is mostly we don't go with the arrow functions in case of React at least. But again, it is not a stopper. You can still create it. Okay, so handle mask click here. Here I'm going to get the event. In fact, I don't need to
Sir,
get the event
last
here.
time what you said, sir, why we not using arrow functions instead of
Okay. So first thing is you need to understand why we have to go with the arrow function. You know what is the difference between the normal function and the arrow function?
just removing length of code?
No way. That is not at all the right definition.
This concept, yeah, it will behave when we are going to use this behavior is different for the function, and for the arrow function it is different.
Exactly, Pallavi. So what happens is, for example, I say class ABC. Under this, I say something called as some constructor. Under that, I say this dot a is equal to say some 90. Okay, I say get data is a piece of method. Now I say console dot log value of a plus this dot a. Now you say set timeout a function. I'll say console.log a, and this is after something called as 3 seconds. When you create an object for this guy, when we say var a1 is equal to new abc, now I say a1 dot get data. What is expected? You expect this guy, value of a is a value of a is 90. After 3 seconds of time, it is expected this guy, but it will say empty. Because I have given it as a normal function. We are not using the arrow function just to optimize the code. Not just only for optimizing the lines of code. That is not the way. We have a meaning for that. There is a different functionality for the arrow function. That you should be clear when we are looking into the JavaScript or ECMA standards. But if I make this guy as a arrow function, then this guy will be 90. Because after some time also you invoke, I need to know what do you mean by this operator. When we say arrow function, it will hold the reference of this operator, and so that in future when you call me, I know who is this. But if it's a normal function, it doesn't hold the reference of this operator. Okay, anyone, you can try practicing this guy. Then if you still have a question, let me know. Okay, so and now why the reason I'm not using the arrow functions here, boss? We don't have the concept of like invoke. It's like not the class variables and so, right? That is the reason we generally don't go with this arrow functions in React maximum. Okay, so I say handle mask click. What we need to do? First thing is I need to say const or else where is okay is sorted equal to something called as false. By default, I'm keeping this guy as false. Now I say is sorted is equal to not of is sorted. Why the reason? If it is true, it will become false. If it is false, it will become true. Okay, toggling. Now what I'm going to do is how do I go for filtering? Satellite info is equal to satellite info dot, not the satellite info. I say again var sorted list is equal to satellite info dot sort under this, you're going to say A comma B. If satellite info dot mass is greater than what? It should be greater than A dot mass. Instead, I can say A dot mass is greater than B dot mass written -1. Set satellite info as sorted list. Let us see. Sorted list. But before that, you know what thing I need to do? When value. Okay, first thing is we need to convert that guy into a number. So how do I go for that? Before satellite, before this guy, right? I say response dot for each. Not response. I can say response dot data dot satellites dot for each. For every value, you're going to get the item. I will say item dot mass is equal to parse int of item dot mass. Now this item has to be pushed. I say var filtered list is equal to an empty array. Now this filtered list dot push this item. Now you take this filtered list and keep it inside your values. This is again pure JavaScript, nothing we are doing with your React. What I'm doing is I'm getting the data. While I'm getting the data from the API, I am making sure the mass value will be converted into number. We know that, right? ParseInt method. And I'm keeping that guy into filtered list. The same data is getting rendered over here. Okay. So save this guy, come back and reload the page. Okay. Now you have this mass value. When I'm clicking on this, nothing is happening. Why so? Let us see. When I click on this mass, oh, it is filtered, bro. Okay, it is filtered. Where is the mass? Okay. Then in that case, why the satellite info not got updated? Set satellite info as the sorted list. You see, this guy got updated. (714), 712, etc. Then why it is not getting updated? We are showing the data based on the satellite info only, right? Okay. Now the satellite info got updated to sorted list. What is the problem? If is sorted, you do this guy. else you see, now it got updated. Now when I say mass, you see 712. Still it is the same. Why so? Come on, man. Every time it is showing the same.
Sir, when you're clicking on
Sir,
that,
please
that is
please
actually
state that
updating,
is
right, sir?
sorted variable again.
Sorry?
When you're clicking on mass, it is updating like descending order.
Yeah, my expectation is before that, I need to get this, at least the UI has to get updated, right? That's what my expectation is.
It is
Well,
updated, sir. You check once when clicking on mass, it is getting updated.
Is it?
Yeah. In descending order, it is updating.
Okay, I have something like this on load of the page. Where is updated? You see,
Something changed there, no, sir.
UI, I'm expecting the UI.
UI is getting updated. At that time, I saw that. In VS Code, you something changed now. Please, can you please undo that?
Something is changed. Okay, this thing is changed. Okay. Now it got updated. But later when I click on this guy,
Here you can check, sir, in mass, in UI, the filter is like descending order.
UI, it is getting updated later. Okay. I say a dot mass is sorted. Let us see what actually this is sorted is coming. Why that NaN is coming on load of the page? Receive NaN for the children attribute if this is expected, cast the value to a string. Okay, now when I click on mass, sorted list is true. When I click on mass, sorted list is false. True, false, happening. Why so? Array is getting filtered. After some time it is happening. You know, set timeout handle took 72 milliseconds. API checks call set timeout. The binding is not happening immediately.
Now it is sorted, sir.
Yeah, after some time it is happening. Let's make it this guy as a state variable. Const is sorted. Set is sorted is equal to false.
So we have to write use state.
Forgot use states at the set variable.
Sorry?
And declaration at the declaration time, you forgot use state for the
Oh,
function.
sorry. Yeah, it is because of the state variables. Okay, now if you see, this is also filtering is also being done. In the same way, can you add some filter for the launcher? Can you also add the filter for the ID? Okay, you can try that as an assignment. Okay, any questions here? Anyone, any questions? All good?
Sir, suppose I have thousands of records, so it is recommended to do the sorting locally
You have
on every.
thousands of records recommended
Yeah.
to do the sortings in local. Obviously, instead of depending on the server to do the sorting, it is recommended to do in the client side only, ma'am.
Okay, and what about the search? So we are doing the filtering. So
Okay.
is it recommended?
Again, the filtering also, right? We are not doing in the server side. If it is a filter, say for example, I say G, I can't go to the server and say that boss. Uh, the lesser the dependency you have in your server, the higher the performance what you're going to get. Instead of asking the server to give the filtering and then, if you already have the data, if you could able to filter it from your side, it is expected to do from the client side only. Clear, Pallavi?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How do we show sorting arrow symbol when it is sorted? Now you can try for that, right? For example, here you can put this both up and down arrows, isn't it? You can put some up and down arrows, right? When it has to be shown based on this is sorted value. Okay, you can try for that. So that is the assignment. Show the arrow symbol at the same time apply the filter for the remaining data also. And one more final thing what we can do is I would like to do something called as Amazon's search bar. You see, this is the search bar what been created for Amazon. I have something called say PEN. I want to create this autofill, guys. You so whenever I say something called as PEN, you see pencil sharpener, pencil case, pencils, pennies. I say something called as say some book. Okay, you see, this is all the data what you're receiving. This is a auto suggestion. So how it is happening? You know, in the background, but I'm not sure whether this guy can be hit or not through course. Is he blocked or not? But we can still try. Okay, so whenever you say something called as books, you see here, this is the API call which will be going to the server. When I'm hitting this guy, open a new tab. You see, when we are hitting the URL, this is how it will be coming. Now, whatever the data you can see, where is that? Suggestion type, keyword, value. You see bookshelf. When you try for this guy, all the data. You see value is equal to book bestseller, now releases. This is all the one which is coming from here. Okay, so my expectation is I want to create such type of thing. But before that, let us see whether we could able to hit this API or not. Under my Axios, I will try to do that. Axios dot get so and so. I'm giving directly the Amazon URL. I say dot them. Okay, let us see if we could able to hit it or not. Error. You see, cross origin control of CORS policy issue. You might be knowing, right? CORS policy, cross origin resource sharing. You cannot hit the API from the different domain. Okay, then in that case, auto suggestion cannot be shown, but can try with auto suggestion of this guy at least. You can create a search bar, something like this, and filter the data from the existing, say for example, you have an array of some values. You hard code the array of values. Now you create a search bar. User says A, you fill this. I'm not going to fill this table here. Auto suggestion for the text box I'm looking for. So you can create this type of auto suggestion. Okay. So you can try for that. So what is our next part? Now everyone is so clear with your use effect.
Yeah, sir. Actually, when we load that page and when we go to the network tab, but why the API is called twice? I think
I already said that, right? Because of that no strict mode. When you reload this by network, under this 2 times, this use effect is already called. This use effect itself, the by mounting is been done 2 times to make sure everything went fine. In your development mode only, it will happen.
yeah, I think it should not be the case in the network.
That is what I said, right? If you go into your main.jsx, go into remove the strict mode, save this, come back, reload, and reload your page. How many times happened?
Yeah.
The mounting being done twice because of the strict mode. As I said, I'll talk about the strict mode later.
Sure, sure.
I just gave the brief introduction, at least the minimum knowledge, right? Strict mode is making sure that in the developer mode, it is making sure that mounting will be done twice.
Yeah,
But
okay.
when it comes to the production, it will remove that.
So, sir, last time I asked you about the SOAP service. Did you get a chance to that?
Sorry, what was that?
SOAP.
Scope, you're saying? Variable scope.
SOAP. Yeah. SOAP.
Okay, SOAP service call. I didn't get a ping of you. I didn't get the SOAP API call samples. I'm still looking for that. Can you remind me once in my Telegram? Just put a message to me directly so that it will be a reminder for me. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is done. Now, coming back to this running notes, now you guys are so clear about this use effect. The next concept what we have is we need to discuss about React 19 forms. Okay, so what do you mean by React 19 forms? How you're going to create the form tag, how you're going to create multiple elements, and React 19 forms are more advanced. When we were into the React 18, in order to read the data, again, manually we used to read every other part. To avoid that, we used to depend upon the third-party library, something called as Formic. Formic is the third-party library. Yup is the validation data. Yup is third party data validation library, whereas Formic is third party library to read or evaluate form data. Okay, but when you come to React 19, we don't need to depend on this. This is all until React 18. From React 19, a lot of changes are being done. So take some notes for the React 19 forms. At least take the notes today. Tomorrow we'll discuss about how do we implement the forms in your React 19. So put a subheading called as forms in React 19. Okay, have a copy of this. React 19 introduces a more standardized way to handle actions So these are the new hooks which are being introduced. Sometimes people will ask you, what are the new hooks which are being introduced in your latest, in your 19? So use action state is the new hook, use form status is the new hook. Okay.
Sir, if we use React 19, there is a backward compatibility is there, sir?
Yes,
And
yes.
Hmm.
When we go with the React 19, it also supports React 18 features. Understand while copying, guys. Don't just copy as it is. I'll give the explanation of it. Excuse
Okay.